So welcome, my name is Rebecca Hennis and I am creating these videos for pole moves for level 1, primarily distance learners, but also for those of you that are coming to a training and maybe don't have a home studio to practice in. So some of you want to know, how do we do certain things, what would be the order of teaching, how do we practice, stuff like that. So one of the first things that you're going to teach students in general, and granted, yes, all this is in the manual, but everybody learns a bit different. So if you're more of a book learner, look more in the book. And if you're more of a visual learner, these videos might be just right up your alley. So first we just will walk. We'll walk around, we'll walk around, we'll walk around. And one of the things we want to do is maintain a strong arm up the pole, retracted shoulder blade so that shoulder blade is down. We also want to start maintaining a bit of distance away from the pole, not only with that hip, but also with the feet. Sometimes people will teach a walk where their feet are close to the pole, which is okay, but when we get into some of the spins, we do want to maintain an outward feel so that then the body does not go out and in. We want to keep it out and maintain the circular rotation around the pole out the way. So first bit, we do have our body waves, right? We might teach those at first. We do have our hip circles, so that hip circle, you can draw a circle on the ground with the pelvis, all different directions. Heavy hair is always important. And hand on the body. Any touching of the body with the hand produces a very different quality to a pole move. So that we can walk here around the pole, or can walk around the pole. And that hand and the heavy hair creates a very different feel. So you can play with that way of walking around the pole and how you and your students can create different feels by even just walking and wiggling. So that walking, the hip circles, the body waves, the heavy hair makes a big difference for students, and also for them to kind of feel comfortable doing this. After we kind of teach that walking around the pole, we can teach dipping. One nice way to teach a dip is if I'm standing in front of my student and I take my back leg, right? I've got my back leg here and my front arm up, shoulder retracted, arm strong, and I'm going to step halfway around. So I might say, okay, you know what? I could be like the clock and I could see that's 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock. My foot's in the 9 o'clock. I'm going to switch my hand. I'm going to take my other foot around to that 3 o'clock. And I can change positions. Now I'm also sitting back. So I'm allowing my body or the pole to take weight from my body, and I'm also learning that, hey, you know what, that pole is going to stay up with me leaning back. Come around and up, can body wave, take the other hand, dip, and body wave. Now if I'm going to teach a full dip, I'm going to start at the back, have the students behind me, that right hand up, or inside arm up, outside leg is going to go all the way around the pole. So I'm starting at 6 o'clock. I'm going to take my leg around to 6 o'clock, and I'm going to change legs. And I'm going to take my other leg around to 6 o'clock, and then change legs. And I can do my body wave. I can dip all the way around, hook the foot, continue around, trace the thigh, and around, fold, trace the thigh. So there's that dip. Now from there, after that, we're usually moving into a fireman. Now with the fireman, we are sandwiching the pole with the feet. We have one in front, we have one behind, right? So we have different ways of teaching this. Your students might be scared to death of picking up both feet. That happens sometimes. They may also hop up and hold the pole. Now if we go up we go down. So what goes up comes down. So we want to maintain a straight arm and stay out away from the pole. Sometimes, everybody learns differently, all your students will learn differently. But sometimes we can take that leg around just like we did in our dip. So I'm back here behind my pole. I'm going to do my dip, right? And I'm going to do my dip. Now I can say, okay, you know what, let's take that foot and we can rock it back. I'm going to go around the pole. And I'm going to rock it back. And I'm going to go around the pole. And I'm going to rock it back. Now this time, as this leg comes around, I'm going to hook the heel. And I'm going to then rock it back. I'm going to hook my heel. And then put it down. And rock it back. So this is a dip, but I'm getting that foot that goes around into that fireman position. So from there, I can just take the other foot behind. And so sometimes, playing with the little bits and pieces that take up a move or make up a move, that fireman could be very simple for some people if it's taught that way. Other times, we don't do that. And the fireman may be where you teach it and you're going to walk around. You say, they're going to watch you first. Wait, watch me. Shake that outside leg around. Put it in front of the pole. Shoulders retracted, arms strong, my butt's out. I'm going to use the weight of my butt to sit around and bring the other foot behind. And they'll usually get their feet caught up here. And you say, continue, take your butt around the pole, same way you're going, to where you have both feet on each side of the pole. Butt goes up, chest up, and we're going to body wave, right? Let's go the other way. So we're going to walk, outside leg, ankle, back of the ankle goes right there, butt sits around, other foot comes behind, keep unwinding, butt up, body wave. So that's two different ways to teach the fireman. So we have our dip and our fireman. Now in your first class, that's pretty much all you're going to do. A lot of times, level 1 students need time to get in shape. So the first half hour, if it's an hour and a half class, that first hour or 45 minutes, maybe where you warm them up, you do some sun salutations, you do leg lifts, you do some abdominal work, you do some push-ups, and you can watch them. You might be surprised how hard some of those moves are for them. You can do the speed bump or the butt up and the body wave, all those little sexy on the floor moves. And then after the first hour is over in an hour and a half class, or the first half hour is over in an hour class, you do some pull. And that can be about 15, 20 minutes, and that's going to be about as much as your student really can handle at first. And then after that, you can do some pull-ups. So from there, it might be where my body's close to the pole, and I'm pulling up, and I'm using my legs to help me up, right? They might have sweaty hands, so they might have to clean their hands here and there. And then they can climb up, climb up, climb up, climb up, down, 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 right? Look at those. And then we're going to stretch. So as far as ordering goes, in the very first class you teach, that's plenty. So just keep that in mind. Pole is a lot harder than you remember it or than you might think it is. You may be in way better shape than you were when you first started pole. So pole for a lot of people is really challenging, and oftentimes they're going to be quite sore, and you do not want to get them injured. So the first bit of your class really does need to be those calisthenics, those leg lifts, squats, whatever it is, in order to get the body conditioned for pole. All right, thank you.